First contact. The sleek diplomatic vessel Harmony glided into orbit around Zarka Prime, its polished hull gleaming in the light of an alien sun. Inside, Ambassador Elena Reyes took a deep breath, steadying her nerves. After decades of deep space signals and tentative communication, humanity was about to make its official debut on the galactic stage. Final approach, Ambassador. Captain Javid Singh's voice crackled over the comm. We'll be docking with the Zarkanian orbital station in 10 minutes. Understood, Captain, Elena replied, smoothing non-existent wrinkles from her formal attire. Is the team ready? Aye, ma'am. Everyone's assembled in the airlock. Dr. Chen is triple-checking his universal translator, as usual. Elena smiled despite her anxiety. The brilliant linguist had been obsessing over the device for months, determined to avoid any misunderstandings that could derail this historic moment. As she made her way through the ship's corridors, Elena's mind raced with the enormity of her task. The Zarkanians were an ancient spacefaring race, possessing technology far beyond humanity's current capabilities. This meeting could open the door to advancements that would propel mankind centuries into the future, or lead to our species' subjugation if things went poorly. The airlock door hissed open, revealing her team. Dr. Aiden Chen, linguistics expert, Major Samira Kazemi, security chief, and Akon Okafor, cultural attaché. Their faces mirrored Elena's mix of excitement and trepidation. Ready to make history, she asked, mustering a confident smile. Aiden nodded, patting the translator at his hip. Let's hope this thing works as well in person as it did with the radio transmissions. If not, Samara quipped, I've got your back. Pretty sure a punch to the face translates in any language. Elena shot the major a stern look, but couldn't entirely suppress her amusement. Samara's irreverent humor often helped diffuse tense situations. A gentle shudder ran through the ship as it locked into place with the alien station. Captain Singh's voice came over the comm once more. Docking complete, Ambassador. Good luck out there. The airlock cycled, and with a final hiss, the outer door slid open. Elena squared her shoulders and stepped forward, leading humanity into its cosmic future. The alien architecture was a marvel of sweeping curves and iridescent materials that seemed to defy physics. Towering Zarkanians awaited them, bipedal, but with 4 arms and elongated craniums that housed their highly advanced brains. Their skin shimmered with bioluminescent patterns, a mesmerizing display that Elena realized must be a form of non-verbal communication. A Zarkanian in elaborate robes stepped forward, bowing its head in what Elena hoped was a gesture of welcome. Aiden's translator hummed to life as the alien spoke, its melodious tones transformed into crisp English. Greetings, humans of Earth. I am High Minister Zorlak. We welcome you to Zarka Prime. Elena returned the bow, relief washing over her as the translator functioned flawlessly. Thank you, High Minister. I am Ambassador Elena Reyes, representing the United Earth Government. We are honored by your hospitality and eager to begin our discussions. Zorlak's upper set of arms made an elaborate gesture. Please follow me to the Grand Chamber. The council awaits. As they walked, Elena marveled at the station's interior. Holographic displays flickered with incomprehensible data, while anti-gravity platforms ferried Zarkanians effortlessly between levels. It was like stepping into a world of magic, albeit one built on hyper-advanced scientific principles. Akon leaned close, whispering, "Amazing. Their technology, it's beyond anything we imagined." Elena nodded, but a flicker of movement caught her eye. A group of Zarkanians watched their procession, their bioluminescent patterns pulsing rapidly. She couldn't shake the feeling that their displays conveyed agitation or possibly hostility. The Grand Chamber lived up to its name, a vast, circular room with a domed ceiling that seemed to capture the very stars themselves. Tiered seating surrounded a central platform, where Elena and her team now stood facing the Zarkanian High Council. Zorlak took his place among his peers, then spoke, Esteemed colleagues, I present the human delegation from the planet Earth. They come seeking friendship and exchange of knowledge. A low murmur rippled through the assembled aliens. Elena stepped forward, activating the holographic display she prepared. Honored Council, I bring greetings from Earth. Though we are young compared to your ancient civilization, we come with open minds and peaceful intentions. We seek to learn from you, to exchange ideas and cultures, and to forge a lasting alliance between our peoples. The display shifted, showing images of Earth's achievements, soaring cities, advanced medical techniques, fledgling colonies on Mars and Europa. While we may be newcomers to the galactic community, humanity has much to offer. Our adaptability, creativity, and determination have allowed us to overcome great challenges. As Elena spoke, she noticed a shift in the council's demeanor. Some leaned forward, seemingly intrigued. Others, however, radiated what she interpreted as skepticism or even disdain. One council member, distinguished by elaborately patterned robes, interrupted, "Pretty words and quaint accomplishments, Ambassador. But tell us, how does humanity intend to prove its worth? The galaxy is a dangerous place, filled with threats you can scarcely imagine. What makes you think you're ready to join us as equals?" The translator struggled momentarily with the alien's rapid speech, but the dismissive tone came through clearly. Elena felt a flash of indignation, quickly suppressed. This was a test, one she couldn't afford to fail. "Counselor," she replied evenly, "humanity's history is filled with examples of our ability to face the unknown and triumph. We've overcome plague, famine, and war. We've pushed the boundaries of our own world and reached out to the stars. Our very presence here, after only a few centuries of technological development, speaks to our potential." The skeptical counselor's bioluminescence flared. Pretty words indeed, but potential means little without proof. Perhaps a demonstration is in order. High Minister Zorlak raised a hand, his patterns suggesting conciliation. "Now, Councillor Vexelor, let us not be hasty. Our guests have only just arrived." But Elena saw an opportunity. Risky, yes, but potentially game-changing. "What kind of demonstration did you have in mind, Councillor?" Vexelor's upper arms made a gesture that needed no translation, smug satisfaction. "Since you ask, Ambassador, our long-range sensors have detected a rogue asteroid on a collision course with one of our outer colonies. Our ships are currently occupied with other matters. If humanity is so resourceful, perhaps you'd care to assist." Murmurs rippled through the chamber. Elena glanced at her team, seeing a mix of concern and determination on their faces. This was far beyond their expected diplomatic mission, but the stakes were clear. Fail, and humanity would be dismissed as primitive and unprepared. Succeed, and they'd prove their worth in a way no words could match. Elena squared her shoulders and met Vexelor's challenging gaze. "Counselor, we would be honored to assist. Humanity stands ready to prove ourselves as friends and allies to the Zarkanian people." As the words left her mouth, Elena felt the weight of her decision. She'd just volunteered Earth's fledgling interstellar capabilities for a task they might not be prepared to handle. But the alternative, allowing an alien world to suffer when they might have helped, was unthinkable. High Minister Zorlak's patterns flickered rapidly. "A bold offer, Ambassador. Are you certain your ship is equipped for such a task?" "The Harmony is a diplomatic vessel," Elena admitted, "but it's also a showcase of humanity's best technology. With your permission, I'd like to contact my superiors and request additional resources. We'll need all the information you can provide about the asteroid and the threatened colony." Vexelor made a sound that the translator rendered as a skeptical snort. "You have 3 standard rotations. If your efforts fail, the colony of Zarka Novus will face destruction. We will, of course, be monitoring your progress closely." The implied threat was clear. This wasn't just about saving lives. It was a test of humanity's capabilities and trustworthiness on a galactic scale. "Understood," Elena said firmly. "We won't let you down." As the council adjourned and her team huddled around her, Elena's mind raced. They had 72 hours to save an alien world and secure humanity's place among the stars. It would take every ounce of human ingenuity, determination, and courage to succeed. "Well," Samara muttered, "you certainly know how to make a first impression, Ambassador." Elena managed a wry smile. "Let's just hope it's not our last. Aiden, contact the Harmony. Have them patch us through to Earth Command. We're going to need every resource we can get." As they rushed to begin preparations, Elena caught sight of Vexilla watching them, his bioluminescent patterns pulsing in what she could only interpret as smug anticipation. She squared her shoulders, a flame of defiance kindling in her chest. Humanity had come too far to be dismissed now. Whatever challenges lay ahead, they would face them head-on. The fate of an alien world, and perhaps the future of human-Zarkanian relations, now rested in their hands. The Quantum Gambit. Ambassador Elena Reyes stood in the Harmony's command center, surrounded by holographic displays showing the looming crisis. The rogue asteroid, now codenamed Nemesis, hurtled through space on a collision course with Zarka Novus. Its size and velocity made traditional methods of deflection impossible within their 72-hour window. "Status report," Elena demanded, her voice taut with tension. Captain Singh's fingers danced over the controls. "We've received data from Zarkanian long-range scans. Nemesis is approximately 10 kilometers in diameter, composed primarily of nickel iron, with traces of exotic elements our sensors can't identify. Impact is estimated in 68 hours. Dr. Chen frowned at the readouts. The colony's planetary shields might withstand a small fragment, but nothing of this magnitude. We need a solution that defies conventional physics. Elena's mind raced. They needed a miracle, or the next best thing. "Get me Dr. Imani Okoro at the Quantum Propulsion Lab. Now." Moments later, the holographic image of a statuesque woman with close-cropped hair and piercing eyes materialized in the center of the room. "Ambassador Reyes," Dr. Okoro said, her accent a melodious blend of Nigerian and Oxford English. "I assume this isn't a social call." Elena quickly briefed the quantum physicist on their desperate situation. Dr. Okoro's expression grew grave, then thoughtful, then excited. "Ambassador," she said, eyes gleaming, "what you're describing might be the perfect testing ground for Project Ouroboros." A ripple of murmurs went through the command center. Project Ouroboros was the stuff of scientific legend, a theoretical application of quantum entanglement on a massive scale. If successful, it could revolutionize space travel and energy production. If it failed, well, the destructive potential was equally immense. "You can't be serious," Major Kazemi interjected. "Ouroboros has never been tested outside of computer simulations. The risk of doing nothing is the annihilation of an entire colony." Elena cut in. "Doctor, what exactly are you proposing?" Dr. Okoro's hologram expanded, showing complex equations and schematics. "We use Nemesis itself as the focal point. By generating a controlled quantum singularity at its core, we can create a localized wormhole. In theory, we could redirect the asteroid's mass and energy to a safe location, perhaps even harvesting it for resources." The scope of the idea was staggering. If successful, they wouldn't just save Zarka Novus. They'd demonstrate a level of technological prowess that would leave no doubt about humanity's readiness for the galactic stage. "What do you need from us?" Elena asked, decision made. "Everything you've got," Dr. Okoro replied. "I'll need to modify the Harmony's power systems to generate the initial quantum field, and we'll need to get much closer to Nemesis than is strictly safe." Captain Singh looked uneasy but nodded his assent. "We'll push her to the limit, Doctor. Just tell us where you need us." As preparations began in earnest, Elena felt a tap on her shoulder. Ecom, the cultural attaché, looked troubled. "Ambassador, a word in private." They stepped into a side chamber, and Ikon's normally cheerful demeanor was replaced by deep concern. "There's something off about this whole situation." The Zarkanians' advanced technology, their dismissive attitude. Why would they need our help with an asteroid? And why test us in such a high-stakes manner? Elena had been so focused on the immediate crisis that she hadn't allowed herself to consider the broader implications. You think this might be more than a test? Some kind of trap? Ekon shrugged helplessly. I don't know. But my instincts tell me we're missing a crucial piece of the puzzle. We should proceed with caution. Before Elena could respond, alarms blared throughout the ship. They rushed back to the command center to find barely controlled chaos. Report, Elena barked. Dr. Chen's fingers flew over his console. We're detecting massive energy fluctuations from Nemesis. Whatever those exotic elements are in its composition, they're reacting to our long-range scans in ways that defy known physics. On the main view screen, the asteroid's surface rippled like liquid mercury. Arcs of purple-white energy crackled across its hull, growing in intensity with each passing second. It's not just a rock, Samara breathed. It's alive. As if in response to her words, a portion of Nemesis's surface bulged outward, forming a crude approximation of a face. Static filled the comm channels, resolving into a booming voice that bypassed their translators entirely. CHI Duran of Earth. UATVBEN deceived. The image on the view screen shifted, showing the Zarkanian homeworld. But instead of the advanced civilization they'd witnessed, they saw scenes of devastation. Vast swathes of the planet were scarred and lifeless. The VCAR-K8ANIANS are not what they seem, the entity continued. They are PARASITs, world eaters. IAMQRDIN, last defense of their worlds they would consume. They ate AVTV instead your PARCEPTIONs, used UU as PAWNs in their great game. Elena's mind reeled. Could this be true? Or was this entity, this guardian, trying to manipulate them for its own purposes? The Harmony shuddered as tendrils of energy from Nemesis/Guardian reached out, interfacing directly with their systems. Data flooded their screens, historical records, sensor logs, genetic sequences. The scope of the information was overwhelming, but its implications were clear. The Zarkanians were not saviors or mentors, but a deadly threat to life across the galaxy. What do we do? Ekon asked, his voice barely above a whisper. Elena straightened her shoulders, feeling the weight of not just humanity, but countless other species resting upon her next decision. We find the truth, she said firmly. And then we act to protect life, all life, no matter the cost. She turned to the view screen, addressing the cosmic entity directly. Guardian, we hear you. But we need proof beyond doubt. And if what you say is true, we'll need your help to stop the Zarkanians without destroying ourselves in the process. The face in the asteroid seemed to soften, displaying an emotion that might have been respect. USHO Luyu wisdom, Elena Reyes of Earth, very well. Let us combine our knowledge and strength. The Zarkanians dissection ruins deep, but together we may yet unveil the truth and SAE countless worlds. As the entity's energy merged more fully with the Harmony systems, the ship's interior began to transform. Walls rippled and reformed, creating new chambers filled with technology beyond human understanding. The crew found their minds expanding, able to process the flood of information with newfound clarity. Dr. Okoro's hologram flickered, her eyes wide with wonder. Ambassador, the quantum principles at work here, they're beyond anything we've imagined. With Guardian's knowledge, Project Ouroboros isn't just possible, it's the key to unraveling the Zarkanian threat. Elena nodded, a plan already forming. All right, listen up. We have less than 65 hours to expose an interstellar conspiracy, stop a parasitic alien species, and prevent the destruction of who knows how many worlds. I need everyone operating at peak efficiency. Dr. Okoro, work with Guardian to refine the Ouroboros protocols. Captain Singh, Plot a course back to the Zarkanian station. We need to gather more intelligence without tipping our hand. She turned to her core team. Aiden, analyze every scrap of communication we've had with the Zarkanians. Look for hidden meanings, subtle manipulations. Samara, start devising tactical scenarios. If this comes to a fight, I want options. Econ, your cultural insights might be our secret weapon. Work with Guardian to understand the Zarkanians' true nature and potential weaknesses. As the crew burst into action, Elena allowed herself a moment of reflection. Humanity had come seeking friendship among the stars. Instead, they'd stumbled into an ancient conflict with the fate of galaxies hanging in the balance. But she felt no despair, only a fierce determination. This was humanity's true first contact, not with the Zarkanians, but with Guardian. And in this cosmic crucible, they would prove their worth not through blind obedience or shows of force, but with courage, compassion, and the relentless pursuit of truth. Guardian, Elena said, addressing the shimmering presence that now permeated the ship. You've watched over countless worlds for eons. Now, let us show you what humanity can do. Together, we'll write a new chapter in the history of the universe. As the Harmony surged forward, its hull now gleaming with veins of Guardian's energy, Elena felt a thrill of excitement beneath her apprehension. They were about to challenge an ancient, ruthless species with technology far beyond their own. The odds were stacked against them. But if there was one thing humans excelled at, it was beating the odds: cosmic chess. The Harmony glided through the star-studded void, its hull shimmering with veins of Guardian's otherworldly energy. Inside, the ship hummed with activity as the human crew worked feverishly alongside their newfound cosmic ally. Time was running short, and the fate of countless worlds hung in the balance. Ambassador Elena Reyes stood at the heart of the transformed bridge, holographic displays swirling around her like a tempest of information. Her mind, enhanced by Guardian's influence, processed data at speeds she'd never thought possible. Status report, she commanded, her voice carrying a new resonance that seemed to vibrate on a quantum level. Dr. Chen's fingers danced across his console, leaving trails of light in their wake. The Zarkanian encryption is unlike anything we've encountered, but with Guardian's insights, we're making progress. Their communiques are layered with subspace frequencies that seem to bypass normal causality. Meaning? Elena prompted, arching an eyebrow. They're communicating backwards through time, Samara interjected, her tactical mind grasping the implications instantly. No wonder they always seemed one step ahead. They've been receiving intelligence from their future selves. A ripple of unease passed through the crew. How could they hope to outwit an enemy that knew their moves before they made them? Guardian's presence pulsed, its thoughts resonating directly in their minds. Time is not a rivière, but an ocean. The Zarkanians sail its currents, but they do not control the tides. We can use this against them. Dr. Okoro's hologram flickered to life, her eyes gleaming with excitement. Of course. Project Ouroboros isn't just about moving matter through space, it's about folding the very fabric of spacetime. We can create our own temporal eddies, obscuring our actions from their backwards flowing intelligence. Elena nodded, a plan crystallizing in her mind. We'll need a distraction, something so massive it will create ripples across their entire temporal communication network. Econ, who had been unusually quiet, suddenly straightened. The Zarkanian home world. What if we made them think we were going to use Ouroboros to collapse their sun into a black hole? The audacity of the idea sent a shock through the room. Guardian's energy pulsed with what felt like approval. We wouldn't actually do it, of course, Econ continued, but the mere threat, backed up by the power they've seen us display with Guardian's help, might be enough to throw their entire civilization into chaos. Elena's mind raced, seeing the possibilities unfold like a cosmic game of chess. It's risky, but it might work. We'll need to sell the deception completely. Captain Singh, set a course for the Zarkanian system. full power to the quantum drives. As the Harmony leaped into action, Elena felt a surge of pride in her crew. Humanity, in its first true test on the galactic stage, was rising to meet challenges beyond imagination. The journey to the Zarkanian homeworld was a blur of preparation and strategic planning. The ship's interior continued to evolve, sprouting new appendages and interfaces that merged human intuition with Guardian's cosmic knowledge. As they approached their destination, Elena addressed the crew one final time. What we're about to attempt has never been done in the history of any civilization. We're not just fighting for Earth, or even for the galaxies we know. We're fighting for the very concept of free will against a force that would enslave time itself. Whatever happens next, know that you've already made humanity proud. The Harmony dropped out of quantum space in a blaze of energy, alarms blaring across the Zarkanian defense grid. Before the stunned aliens could react, Elena's image appeared on every screen and holographic projector across their world. "People of Zarka Prime," she began, her voice reverberating with power. "Your leaders have deceived you. They've led you down a path of cosmic parasitism, consuming worlds and twisting the very fabric of time to serve their ends. But today, that ends." Behind her, the image of the Harmony loomed large, its hull now a writhing mass of Guardian's energy tendrils. Dr. Okoro's voice joined in, explaining in terrifying detail how Project Ouroboros could collapse their sun into a singularity, erasing their civilization from history. The effect was instantaneous. Panic erupted across Zarka Prime. Their temporal communication network, overloaded with contradictory information from countless possible futures, began to break down. But even as chaos reigned, Elena noticed something unexpected. Pockets of Zarkanians were reacting not with fear, but with hope. Ikun's voice came urgently over the comm. "Ambassador, we're receiving transmissions from the planet's surface. There's a resistance movement. They've been waiting for a chance to overthrow the temporal oligarchy." This was the opportunity they needed. Elena quickly opened a channel to the resistance leaders, coordinating a planet-wide uprising. As battles erupted across Zarka Prime, the Harmony's crew worked tirelessly to dismantle the temporal communication network. Guardian's voice resonated through the ship. "The timelines are converging. The future is becoming fluid once more." Suddenly, a massive Zarkanian dreadnought materialized beside them, weapons charged. Elena's heart sank, thinking their plan had failed. But before the alien ship could fire, its hull began to ripple and transform. A familiar voice boomed across space. "Well done, humans. UAKVASUCCEGEE. Where CONTLES others HVFAILE." The dreadnought reshaped itself into a form similar to Guardian's asteroid self. "I am Guardian's FUTURESALF, AFRED from DSHACKLES, of ZARKHNNIN, TLMPORL, MNANIPULALASTON. Your extensions here, AAVREWYTTE in a trillion years of history." As the crew watched in awe, more Guardian entities began to appear, past and future selves from across time and space, drawn to this pivotal moment. The Zarkanian homeworld was soon enveloped in a sphere of cosmic entities, their combined power reshaping reality itself. "Behetod," the Guardian entities spoke in unison, "deity dawn of a new cosmic order." In a blinding flash of light, Zarka Prime and its surrounding space were transformed. Where once there had been a single world, there now orbited a cluster of planets, each teeming with diverse life from across the galaxies. "We have undone the damage wrought by the Zarkanian temporal empire," Guardian explained. "Countless civilizations, once consumed, have been restored. The Zarkanians themselves have been given a chance to evolve anew, free from the corruption of their former leaders." Elena and her crew stood speechless, trying to comprehend the scale of what they had just accomplished. They had come seeking diplomacy and found themselves reshaping the very nature of cosmic civilization. As the light faded and the Guardian entities began to disperse, the original Guardian spoke once more. Humans of Earth, you haili provn, your silvies wothi, and herai tours of their cosmic legacy. The era of ZARKHANIN Dominion is over. A new age of exploration and cooperation begins, with humanity as its pioneers. The Harmony's comm systems suddenly lit up with signals from across the galaxy. Thousands of species, newly freed from temporal enslavement, were reaching out in greeting and gratitude. Elena turned to her crew, tears of joy and disbelief shining in her eyes. "Well," she said, a smile spreading across her face, "I'd say that's one hell of a first contact. Who's ready for some proper introductions?" As the Harmony prepared to embark on a journey of true cosmic diplomacy, Elena couldn't help but feel a surge of pride and excitement. Humanity had faced its greatest test and emerged victorious, not through force of arms, but through courage, compassion, and an unwavering commitment to truth. The stars stretched out before them, no longer distant and unreachable, but filled with new friends and endless possibilities. The age of humanity's cosmic adventure had truly begun. Quantum diplomacy. The Harmony's quantum-enhanced hull shimmered as it glided into the newly formed Cosmic Concordat space station. This marvel of multi-species engineering hung in the void between realities, a physical manifestation of the new era of galactic cooperation. Ambassador Elena Reyes stood at the fore of her team, her posture radiating confidence tempered with humility. The events of the past weeks had transformed them all, leaving them with abilities and knowledge that blurred the line between science and what their ancestors might have called magic. As the airlock cycled open, they were greeted by a breathtaking sight. The station's grand atrium was filled with representatives from thousands of species, many of which had been thought lost to the Zarkanian temporal manipulations. The cacophony of languages, sense, and electromagnetic communications was overwhelming, yet strangely harmonious. "Steady," Elena murmured to her team. "Remember, we're not just representing Earth now. We're the face of the liberation movement for half the known universe." Dr. Chen's enhanced eyes darted around, taking in details invisible to normal human perception. "Ambassador, I'm detecting quantum entanglement signatures unlike anything we've encountered. I think some of these beings exist in multiple dimensions simultaneously." Before Elena could respond, a ripple passed through the crowd. A path cleared, revealing a being that defied easy description. It seemed to shift between states of matter, sometimes gaseous, sometimes crystalline, its core pulsing with colors beyond the human visual spectrum. VELCOM, humans of Earth, the entity's thoughts resonated directly in their minds. "I am SciPSA, ELECTTSPAKER, for the Cosmic Concordat. Your extrasions have USTERET in a new age of freedom and discovery." Elena stepped forward, bowing deeply. "We are honored to be here, Speaker Synapse. Earth stands ready to join this new galactic community as equals and partners." Synapse's form shimmered with what might have been amusement, EQALs, perhaps, but your potential, it exceeds even your own understanding. Come, there is muti to DSTS. As they followed Synapse deeper into the station, Elena and her team marveled at the impossible architecture. Corridors twisted through higher dimensions, rooms that were bigger on the inside than the outside, and windows that looked out onto entirely different galaxies. They entered a circular chamber where representatives from dozens of advanced species were already gathered. Elena recognized a few from Guardian's historical records: the crystalline Axiom Collective, the energy beings known as the Thousand-Thought Concordants, even a small group of reformed Zarkanians, their bioluminescent patterns conveying deep shame and a desire for redemption. Synapse took a central position, its form expanding to fill the room with a soft, omnidirectional glow. The DFEET of TEZABKHANTMPOA Hill Empire HASKYATT both opportunity and TRICIS. Countless civilizations, once thought lost, have been restored, but THFA Bryce of SPACETKME remains dangerously unstable. Holograms sprang to life, showing regions of space where reality itself seemed to be unraveling. Elena felt a chill run down her spine as she recognized the telltale signs of temporal paradoxes and causality violations. "If I may," Dr. Okoro interjected, her holographic form flickering into existence beside Elena. "Project Ouroboros might offer a solution. With the right modifications, we could use it to stitch these wounded areas of spacetime back together." A murmur ran through the assembled beings. An Axiom Collective representative chimed in, their crystalline form resonating at frequencies that made Elena's enhanced senses tingle. "The human speaks truth, but such an endeavor would require energy on a scale beyond anything our combined civilizations can produce." "There is a way," Synapse pulsed, "but it will require sacrifice and cooperation on an unprecedented scale." The plan that unfolded over the next few hours was audacious beyond belief. Using a combination of Ouroboros technology, axiom energy focusing, and the natural multidimensional abilities of several species, they would create a cosmic loom to reweave the damaged fabric of reality. But the power source, that was where humanity would play a crucial role. "Your son," the reformed Zarkanian representative explained, bioluminescent patterns conveying a mix of excitement and trepidation. "It possesses unique properties we've never seen before. If we channel its output through the Ouroboros field, amplified by the combined psychic energy of every sentient being in the affected galaxies, we'd have just enough power to pull it off," Elena finished, the implications hitting her like a physical blow. "But the strain on our star, on our entire solar system—" Synapse's glow dimmed slightly. "The risk is significant. There is a 17.3% chance that the POCS will see a US Yorcian to go NOVA PARHENATURELY. But without Axton, the cascade of TMPDORGALPARADOXPS will sit in Lui LEET to the UNRI healing of entire galactic SUPERth WSTERS. Elena looked at her team, seeing the weight of this decision in their eyes. They had come so far, achieved the impossible, but now they faced a choice that would impact not just humanity, but countless civilizations across time and space. "We need to contact Earth," Elena said firmly. "This isn't a decision I can make unilaterally. Our people deserve to know the stakes and have a say in their fate." The journey back to Earth was tense, filled with feverish preparations and quantum-encrypted communications with world leaders. As news of the situation spread, Elena was amazed by humanity's response. Instead of panic or denial, there was a groundswell of support for taking action. "We've always dreamed of making a difference in the universe," President Yara Okafor addressed the United Nations. "Now we have a chance to save it. Whatever the risk, Earth will answer the call." As volunteers poured in from every nation, a new challenge arose. The psychic link required for the Ouroboros amplification needed a focal point, a single mind to channel the collective will of humanity. The choice was obvious, but it filled Elena with equal parts honor and terror. The day of the great reweaving arrived. The Harmony took up position near the sun, now bristling with technology from a dozen alien species. Elena sat at the heart of a psionic amplification chamber. Her consciousness expanded to touch the minds of billions. "Ready, Ambassador?" Captain Singh's voice came through, tight with tension. Elena took a deep breath, feeling the hopes and fears of all humanity flowing through her. Ready, let's make history. With a surge of energy that defied comprehension, the Ouroboros field sprang to life. Elena's awareness exploded outward, connecting with trillions of minds across multiple galaxies. Through eyes both organic and artificial, she saw the great cosmic loom begin its work. Reality itself seemed to groan as paradoxes were untangled and timelines mended. Elena felt the strain on Earth's sun, burning hotter and brighter as it poured its lifeblood into the reweaving process. For a moment that stretched into eternity, the fate of everything hung in the balance. Elena pushed herself beyond any human limit, her enhanced mind threading the needle between cosmic forces. Then, with a soundless thunderclap that rippled across dimensions, it was done. The universe steadied itself, wounds healed, order restored. As Elena's consciousness snapped back to her body, alarms blared throughout the harmony. "Ambassador," Samara's voice cut through the haze. "The sun, it's stabilizing. This is impossible." On the view screen, Earth's star pulsed with new vigor. Where they had expected a dying, collapsing star, they instead saw it shining brighter and steadier than ever before. Synapse's voice echoed through the ship, filled with awe. "Remarkable. The REVEAVING process is not only universal, but AHS for your sun. It now burns with the light heat of 100 normal STRs, yet they remains in perfect balance." As the crew celebrated this miraculous turn of events, Elena felt a deeper change taking root. Humanity had proven itself on the grandest possible stage, earning not just allies, but true equals among the stars. The cosmic concordat would stand as a beacon of cooperation, with Earth playing a central role. And Elena knew that this was just the beginning. With their newfound knowledge, abilities, and purpose, humanity's true journey among the stars was only just beginning. As the Harmony turned back toward Earth, now a shining jewel orbiting an impossibly brilliant sun, Elena allowed herself a moment of pure, unadulterated awe. They had rewritten the laws of physics, reshaped the fate of galaxies, and emerged stronger than ever. Whatever challenges the universe had in store, humanity was ready to face them head-on. Cosmic evolution. The Harmony glided into Earth's orbit, its quantum-enhanced hull gleaming in the light of the newly empowered sun. As Elena and her crew gazed upon their homeworld, they were struck by the profound changes that had taken place in their absence. The planet pulsed with a newfound energy, visible even from space. Ribbons of light danced across the atmosphere, a physical manifestation of the psychic link forged during the Great Reweaving. Cities glowed with advanced technology that seamlessly blended human ingenuity with alien wisdom. "It's beautiful," Ikon whispered, his eyes wide with wonder. Elena nodded, a lump forming in her throat. "We left as explorers. We're returning as something more." As the Harmony began its descent, the comms crackled to life. "Ambassador Reyes," a familiar voice said, tinged with barely contained excitement. "President Okafor here. On behalf of a very changed Earth, welcome home." The landing site was a marvel of engineering, a massive platform that hovered above the gleaming spires of New Geneva, the recently constructed capital of the United Earth Government. As Elena and her crew disembarked, they were greeted by a sea of faces representing every nation and ethnicity on the planet. President Okafor stepped forward, her dark skin seeming to shimmer with an inner light. Like many on Earth, she now bore subtle signs of the changes wrought by the Great Reweaving. Eyes that saw beyond the visible spectrum, neural patterns that processed information at impossible speeds. "Ambassador," she said warmly, embracing Elena. "Or shall I say, Cosmic Liaison Reyes, your actions have ushered in a new era for humanity." As they walked through the crowds, Elena marveled at the changes. People communicated in ways that transcended spoken language, sharing thoughts and emotions directly. Holographic displays showcased technological marvels that would have seemed like magic mere months ago. "How long were we gone?" Elena asked, her enhanced mind struggling to process the scope of the transformation. "Time has become fluid," President Okafor explained. "For us, it's been nearly a year since the Great Reweaving, but we've experienced centuries of progress in that time. The amplification of our sun didn't just provide energy, it catalyzed our evolution." They entered a vast chamber where representatives from every nation on Earth had gathered. But it wasn't just humans present. Holograms flickered to life, showing allies from across the galaxies, members of the Cosmic Concordat eager to witness this historic moment. As Elena took the podium, she felt the weight of not just humanity, but countless civilizations resting upon her words. She took a deep breath, drawing strength from the collective consciousness that now hummed through every human on the planet. "People of Earth, honored allies," she began, her voice resonating on multiple levels of reality. "We stand at a crossroads unlike any in human history. We have touched the face of the cosmos and emerged transformed. But with great power comes great responsibility." Holographic displays sprang to life around her, showing the wonders and challenges that awaited them among the stars. New forms of life, realities that defied comprehension, and threats that could annihilate entire galaxies. "The Cosmic Concordat has invited us to take our place as full members," Elena continued. "But this is not a decision I can make alone. Humanity's future must be chosen by all of us, together." What followed was a debate unlike any in history. Thanks to their enhanced cognitive abilities and the planetary psychic network, billions of humans participated simultaneously. Ideas and concerns flowed at the speed of thought, analyzed and refined in real time. As the discussion unfolded, a consensus began to emerge. Humanity will accept its place in the Cosmic Concordat, but on their own terms. They would be explorers, peacekeepers, and innovators, using their unique perspective to bridge gaps between vastly different species and realities. "We accept the Concordat's invitation," Elena announced, feeling the support of billions behind her words. "But we propose a new initiative, Project Nexus." Excited murmurs rippled through the chamber and across the global psychic link. Elena's mind interfaced directly with the holographic displays, showcasing the bold vision that had crystallized during the debate. "Project Nexus will be a series of cosmic way stations," she explained, "built at the intersection of realities. They will serve as neutral ground for diplomacy, scientific exchange, and cultural understanding. Earth will lead this effort, drawing upon the strengths of all Concordat members." The alien representatives buzzed with excitement. Synapse's multidimensional form pulsed with approval. "The humans continue to surprise and impress. Project Nexus could revolutionize intergalactic relations." As the details of the project were hashed out, Elena felt a swell of pride in her species. Humanity had faced extinction, transcended its limitations, and emerged with a vision that could reshape the cosmos. But even as plans were made and alliances forged, a shadow loomed at the edges of perception. Elena's enhanced senses picked up whispers of concern from some of the elder races in the Concordat. The humans evolved too quickly, one ethereal being communicated in frequencies beyond normal hearing. "They may become a threat. Or they may be our salvation," another countered. "The entropy cascade approaches. We may need their adaptability and courage sooner than we thought." Elena filed these cryptic warnings away for future consideration. For now, there was work to be done. As the assembly concluded, she found herself approached by a figure she'd never thought to see again, Vexilor, the Zarkanian counselor who had once dismissed humanity so coldly. "Cosmic liaison Reyes," he said, his bioluminescent patterns conveying deep humility. "I come seeking redemption. My people have much to atone for and much to learn. Would Earth be willing to accept Zarkanian volunteers for Project Nexus?" Elena studied him for a moment, probing with her enhanced senses to detect any deception. Finding none, she smiled. Redemption is a noble goal, Vexler. Your people's expertise in temporal mechanics could be invaluable. Welcome aboard. As the Earth continued its celebrations, Elena found a quiet moment to stand beneath the open sky. The stars above seemed closer somehow, more alive. She could feel the pulse of the cosmos, the ebb and flow of realities beyond human comprehension. A familiar presence materialized beside her, guardian, or at least a fragment of its vast consciousness. UHAV taken the FISTPS on a grand journey, Elena Reyes, it communicated. But great THLNGS lie ahead. The NTOPY cascade grows stronger, and older THYEATS stare in the dark between worlds. Elena nodded, a mix of determination and anticipation filling her. Whatever comes, humanity will face it head-on. We're not just part of the cosmic community now, we're helping to shape its future. As if in response to her words, a brilliant light streaked across the sky, the first of the Project Nexus way stations, beginning its journey to the edge of known space. Elena watched it go, her enhanced vision allowing her to track its progress long after it would have vanished from normal sight. Humanity had been reborn in cosmic fire, tempered by challenges beyond imagination. They had rewritten the laws of physics, forged alliances with beings of incomprehensible power, and emerged with a renewed sense of purpose. The age of Earth's isolation was over. The era of cosmic citizenship had begun, and whatever wonders or horrors awaited them in the vast, multidimensional tapestry of existence, humanity would meet them with courage, compassion, and an unquenchable thirst for knowledge. As the first light of dawn broke over the horizon, Elena smiled. The greatest adventure in human history was just beginning.